Housekeeping can be one of the most challenging aspects on any construction site. With such a variety of trades on site and spatial constraints such as building layouts or street designs, it can be hard to adequately and continually address housekeeping. Every trade on site will have some form of debris that will need to be removed from the job site. This can be scrap 2x4s, nails or screws from roofing and drywall activities, scrap electrical cord from electricians, chipped stone from masonry work, or even cardboard and plastic from appliances being delivered. It's easy to see why housekeeping needs to be a high priority on every worker's list. Every worker needs to be responsible for their own personal cleanup. A safe site is a clean site. OSHA does have regulations related to housekeeping. For quick reference, these can be found in Subpart C of the 1926 standards. 1926.25 is where you can find these standards. There are various other standards that incorporate housekeeping concepts by default. These areas are fire protection, material storage, egress and access, temp lighting, and tool safety, all of which we will be discussing. Workers should always consider the best place to store their materials. Materials should be stacked neatly and in a manner that prevents them from tipping over. They should also be stacked out of the way of work areas and walkways. If certain trades have a high number of combustible materials or flammable chemicals, special considerations need to be taken with the quantity stored. A room full of lumber debris, sawdust, cardboard, or any other combustible material can easily be a fuel source for fires. Conversely, trades who have high volume of chemicals that can catch fire should limit the amount present. All work areas should be cleaned in regular intervals throughout the day as to reduce the clutter and the fire hazards. Food can become a serious issue when it comes to housekeeping. Food left behind can lead to an increased number of pests such as mice, birds, raccoons, and bugs. Grease or mushy food can create a slip hazard for workers. Empty drink containers should be disposed of properly. Workers can easily trip on bottles and plastic containers if not paying attention. Glass bottles can break and cause lacerations. Please ask site supervision for further job-specific instructions related to food and drinks on the job. Maintaining good housekeeping around stairwells, along hallways, at loading zones, and near site entrances improves overall safety and productivity for site personnel. Keeping these areas clear of debris can make a huge difference in the event of an emergency. If projects maintain a high level of cleanliness, production can also increase as a result of not wasting time moving around material and debris. All material that is stored in the hallway or in rooms should be secured to prevent tipping. If trades need to perform work behind or near materials that are in the way, please have them contact the responsible party or site supervision. It is never recommended that workers move materials that don't belong to them. Materials should never be stored in stairwells. If work needs to be performed in these stairwells, workers should consider blocking access to other trades. Only block access after coordinating with site supervision and ensuring there is another egress available. Temporary lighting is a necessary tool during early and mid phases of construction. Temp lighting aids workers in seeing their work area more clearly in sections where the natural light may not touch. Certain weather conditions can make the interior of a building harder to see. Temp lighting should always be hung by non-conductive materials and serviced on a regular basis. Any damaged bulbs, missing cages, or damaged cords should be replaced. Temp lighting strings should never be left on the floor. Floodlights and headlamps are other options that provide workers with higher visibility. Workers should be able to see clearly the work area and any hazards that may be present. Power tools, hand tools, and other types of equipment are vital to workers on the job every day. If these tools are not maintained and stored properly, they can create additional hazards in the work area. It is important to always follow the manufacturer's instructions for proper use, storage, and maintenance of power tools and equipment. Dirt, debris, and other obstructions can affect the safe operation of various power tools in numerous ways. Premature wear, broken parts, and unexpected tool failure may result from improper care. This may lead to injury of the end user, so remember to take care of your tools and store them properly. Let's take a few seconds to see if we can spot the hazards. The picture on the far left shows excellent housekeeping practices. Materials are out of the way of the stairs and no unnecessary amounts of material is stored in the garage. The middle picture shows bags of leveling compound, a heater, and cardboard boxes completely blocking the stairwell exit door. Materials should never block an exit route. The picture on the right shows an abundance of flammable cardboard boxes that could easily catch fire. Combustible materials should be removed from the structure in a timely manner. Make sure to continually inspect your work area to prevent these hazards. Now let's take a look at these tripping hazards. The picture on the left shows hoses and extension cords strung across the floor. Workers can tangle their boots, ladders, or their work materials in these cords and hoses. They should be pushed to the side away from foot traffic. The picture in the middle shows a similar scenario. The picture on the right shows cords hung above the walkway using a device called a cable safe. Planning the work and continually inspecting the work area can prevent these hazards. For our last spot the hazard exercise, let's look at temp lighting. The picture on the left shows temp lighting on the ground. This can create a lack of light, a tripping hazard, damage to the temp lighting, and presents an electrical hazard. The picture on the right shows temp lighting hung by non-conductive materials, providing adequate lighting and the proper light bulb cage in use. This proper use of temp lighting can greatly aid in keeping the job site safe. Thank you for your attention during this video toolbox talk. We hope you have learned some common housekeeping hazards in the workplace. By better identifying these hazards and working closely together with other workers on the job site, these hazards can be controlled and eliminated. Remember, by doing continuous cleanup during the workday, you're helping others out just as much as you are yourself. Please also let us know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you, and stay safe.